Good morning, folks. Phill Saunders here. Folks, more often than not now, certainly now in 2019, where the cryptocurrencies that have been around for, a number of years are merging into a real currency that can be used alongside the Australian dollars or any other currency now. So just a quick explanation of what is cryptocurrency. There are a number of different classes of cryptocurrency now. First of all, cryptocurrency is like money. Our normal money is now pretty well everywhere because no money is any longer backed by gold like it used to be up until 1971. All currencies are pretty well digital currencies, regardless of whether they're any currency that any country uses. To digital and cryptocurrency, cryptocurrency becomes another digital currency, and by that we mean something that exists on the internet. In a lot of ways, the cryptocurrency is what we call the Internet of Money now. And being over the last 12 months, this is just a quick explanation, but it should cover most of it. Being what has happened, the involvement of cryptocurrency over the last 2 years, particularly the last year, where internationally governments all over the world and authorities, exchanges and all that sort of them have accepted cryptocurrency as a reality of life in 2019. The NASDAQ and the New York Stock Exchange and soon the Australian Stock Exchange will be trading, upfront trading directly, cryptocurrencies on the ASX and the NASDAQ. It's already happening. So governments have said this is on, it's here to stay, it's legitimate. But there are different classes of, pretty much like coins, I guess, of like the other money. You can get, the Vietnamese dong that's worth pretty well nothing, or you can get US dollars, blah, blah. So you've got different cryptocurrencies that are real and some that are not. Some that are very dangerous. So at the top end, you've got the ones that are accepted now internationally by governments and organisations and financial institutions. The Westpac Bank owns a tremendous amount of Bitcoin right now, and they're buying more and more of it because they know it won't be long before they'll be involved in people coming in saying, I want to change my Bitcoin to dollars. Can you help me with that? Yes, that's the game we're in. So you've got things like the top 4 or 5, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and one or two others that are government accepted, legitimate alternative currencies, right? Alternative currencies to the Australian dollar here in Australia. But the classes of those things change. So you've got a product like, say, Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin, as it is accepted widely, legally, now as a asset, you can go and buy BHP shares now. In most cases, you can certainly do this. You go and buy BHP shares now and pay with Bitcoin. Australian dollars, New Zealand dollars, whatever you do, but you can also pay with Bitcoin, accepted and done. You can invest Bitcoin now. You can invest Bitcoin and Ethereum in the wing of a hospital. If they're offering up opportunities for people to invest, you can do that. There's a group called DAXI, DACXI, in Australia here, that are very much a crowdfunder along these lines, very much the same as what massive organisations like Skyways are. But now it's a possibility for these asset classes, and an asset classes really is what's really majorly happened in the last year. So asset class means that Bitcoin is legitimate currency anywhere in the world. You can buy a house with it, buy a car with it, do whatever you want to do with it, and it's accepted by government as being, there's tax issues, but normal tax issues. You make some money, you pay tax, right? So, but it's like gold or like something you get and you hold, and it goes up and down in price, a bit like real estate or whatever it may be. It's an asset. Now, there are other classes of cryptocurrency that are coming out now, and there is an emergence of transaction coins. Now, transaction coins are different. Transaction is a legitimate currency, and what has happened with these transaction coins, the main one at the moment is a thing called Daimonium or Bartios. The organisation in Australia that's launching this, and has launched it this week, is looking at the transaction market, buying coffee, buying goods and services and things like this. And that organisation has grown out of the taking over of the old Bartercard group. Now remember, Bartercard have 100,000, still a big business and 100,000 merchants. They've now popped their whole ledger onto the blockchain and created a coin which allows people to do the old Bartercard thing, which was accepted but winding down. Now it's what they've used is the technology from Bitcoin and Ethereum, created a class of coin which takes on all of the legitimacy of those two, created a coin that now can transact. The Ethereum and good old Bitcoin are technically not able to transact at the speed, for instance, of like a credit card arrangement. Bardios is 10 times faster than MasterCard and BOTC transactions, credit card transactions. So it can be used in the field and will be used in the field as an alternative currency. So it's just a matter of what class you're talking about in terms of, the assets. It's breaking things up now. There's crowdfunding coins now that are legitimate government compliant. So we have a situation on hand now where, as the days and weeks and months go forward now, the good work that's been done over the last year, particularly the last year, where all of the financial institutions and all of that group have said, hey, cryptocurrency is not going away. It's now broken up into legitimate government organised asset classes. We've got an asset class which is a Bitcoin, which says, okay, we can invest that somewhere. If we want to buy a house with Bitcoin, we can do that now. It's being done widely, or a car or whatever. It's just that it takes a long time. It takes a day or two for the transaction to begin and finish. It's slow. It's technically slow, and it's a little bit expensive. You'd pay $30 or $40 for the buggerizing around to make it happen. Whereas with the transaction situation, you can go in. You'll be able to go into later on this year, a few months, in fact, and have a merchant that will go say, I've got some Bardios here. Can I spend it with you? Yes, no problem. Give us your card. Boom, boom, it's done. If you flash it over the reader, it takes that much out of your wallet. It can contribute to a bill or pay the whole bill, and that's rolling out at lightning speed now. And that'll be very much how we do business here in Australia and around the world in the next 12 months. Governments are endorsing it. It's all fine. So this is a start. You can use this, use bits and pieces from it. There are some good explanations on, certainly some good explanations on Google for yourself to go and have a look at. Some simple explanations, stuff that you can pull. You're a bloody genius at this anyway. Just pluck it, simple, whatever you want to actually be talking to people about. Just pluck little bits out of it and use it, for whatever purpose you want. Some people need a very basic explanation, and I try to keep it basic. It's just now, cryptocurrency is in some forms. There's still some very dangerous cryptocurrency that you can speculate on, the penny stocks and the hopefuls and all out there. Those IPOs, pre-op, there's people out there, of course, who are going, oh, we're going to have a cryptocurrency, it's going to be for this. And they just open the doors. Foolish people rush with all their money, put it in their bank account, and then they just take off to Spain or whatever, they're gone. And that's being outlawed around the world now pretty solidly, but it's still hard to stop. So people dealing in cryptocurrencies have got to remember that they only check out and deal with the ones that are at the top of the market or that have some massive organisation behind them. Now, for instance, here, Skyways. Now, Skyways has, as you'd expect, launched or about to launch a coin that is way different than anything else because it is backed. Now remember, all the currencies in the world and most cryptocurrencies, including the ones we talked about, the top 3 or 4, including Bardios, are not backed. There's no gold backing. It's just a currency as the same as our currency is now. Our currency, our digital currency, that's Australian dollar, American dollar, is really worth nothing. It's only worth what people are prepared to pay for it. But you couldn't, when the next GFC happens, boom, boom, same as last one. We got ourselves an issue. Now, here's the thing. a GFC does not affect people that are holding a fistful of gold or cryptocurrency. It only affects fiat currency, which is the currency that we all use, that we've all grown up and used to using. Now, that's a big issue right now, because right now the world is talking about the definiteness of another GFC. No one's learned any lessons. The criminal banks, or banksters as we call them, are doing it again, same as they did before. And it's just, they say it's a matter of moments before that happens. Now, here's another very important issue, and you know this, and maybe your audience will know it as well. On Sunday night, any Sunday night going, the next one could be next Sunday, the bank heads could get themselves together and decide we need bailing out. Now, it's legislation, it's law here in Australia that the banks can go at any time they like and take the savings and the superannuation money that is in the bank and confiscate it to bail themselves out. Because the government has written legislation and passed it February last year that says we're not bailing you out. If you mess up and things go wrong, we've been taking the brunt and the blame. It's cost us votes when you guys mess up, like you did in the last one. We're not doing that anymore. You know, we're divorcing ourselves for any responsibility there, which is outrageous. I mean, it's outrageous, the concept is, but all they're doing is divorcing themselves from the responsibility of governing the banks. They've said, banks, go do what you want to do. You don't even have to ring us up and tell us if you decide you want to take $1 trillion out of the bank accounts of everybody in Australia on Sunday night because your business is going bad and you need bailing out. You're perfectly legally able to do it. Don't involve us. Now, how sensationally outrageous is that? And it's law in Australia here now, as it is with most other countries. It's been law in New Zealand for 10 years. And it was only put in place last February. They snuck it in when Barnaby Joyce was going through his thing. They snuck it in very outrageously to put it in, but it's law now in Australia. Now, why did they do it last year? They probably think they may need to do it sometime soon. So beware. This is the best I can do for you. I'll send this off to you on Dropbox or something, and you can make the best you can of it. Good on you, love.